What's a famous quote? All right, let me find it real fast. What's going on, y'all? This is EQ the Rebel. Hey, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a heavy topic today. What I'm gonna talk about, I want to talk about abortion. I want to talk about abortion. You can't talk about abortion unless you talk about the founder of the abortion clinics, the founder of none other than Planned Parenthood. And if you see right here what I'm scrolling through pictures and whatnot. This, if you don't know who this individual is, this individual, this individual name is Margaret Sanger. Let me try to blow up the image real fast. Right here. This individual is Margaret Sanger. If you don't know who Margaret Sanger is, do some research. Margaret Sanger is a woman. First of all, let's not take away the fact she's racist. She is a racist woman that founded the Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is a clinic that damn near is in every black and Hispanic neighborhood. You understand? Where women can go to abort their babies. They can go to abort their babies. All right. So look, here's a quote from Margaret Sanger, 1939, Planned Parenthood founder. We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. What was her plan? What was her plan for the eugenics program? What was her plan for Planned Parenthood? Her plan was exactly what we're reading right here, to exterminate the Negro population, to exterminate black people. That was the plan. To wipe black and Hispanic people off the face of the earth. That was the plan. You understand? We know that she was a known racist woman that pushed heavily, that pushed the abortion heavily to black people and Hispanic people. Okay, so we're gonna delve deep into her background. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's move all this out the way. All right, we're gonna delve deep in the mind of Margaret Sanger. All right, it says remove. This is an article from usatoday.com, and this is a story, a column about Margaret Sanger, talking about that she deserves no honors and no praises. All right, it says remove statues of Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood founder, tied to eugenics and racism. Before we go deep into her history and whatnot, let's go ahead and just for you out there that don't know too much about Margaret Sanger and the eugenics program, we're going to talk about it. All right, we're going to talk about what is the eugenics movement. Real fast, eugenics is the practice or advocacy of improving the human species by selectively mating people with specific desirable hereditary traits. It aims to reduce human suffering by breeding out disease, disabilities, and so-called undesirable characteristics from the human population. What is that undesirable characteristics? Is what exactly is that talking about? That's talking about black people. That's exactly what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Her ideology stems from from Hitler. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that they don't damn near coincide with each other, right next to each other. Hitler believed that only the superior, authentic Aryan race, you understand, should be in charge. And guess what? He pushed World War was that one? World War Two? World War Two. You understand? Because he believes so much in this movement. And he's even, went to the point to damn near eradicate Jewish people because he believed that they are taking on a whole different identity. He felt like that you want to be like black people, we're gonna treat you like black people. That's exactly what he did to Jewish people. All right. So just to get your mind into the eugenics program about Margaret Sanger, about really what the movement is, it's taking undesirable traits, from the human population. All right. So just a quick synopsis about that. Now we about to go ahead and get into this article. It says remove statues of Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood founder, tied to eugenics and racism. How a woman who advocated for the selective breeding of her fellow citizens came to be memorialized with those who built a country is hard to understand. All right, so we about to just skip some of this, blah blah blah. Um, for those identifying historical figures with racist roots who should be removed from public view because of their evil histories, Planned Parenthood's founder, Margaret Sanger, must join that list. In promoting birth control, which she heavily promoted it to black people, she heavily promoted that to black people. You know what I'm saying? Her view is, you know what I'm saying, why are you having kids? You're in poverty. You're impoverished. You know what I'm saying? You're being oppressed. Why have children? Children only making children only belong to the people who can afford it, who could um, take care of them. All right. Okay. Give me 1 second. Well, I'm at okay. Margaret Sanger must join that list. In promoting birth control, she advanced a controversial Negro project, wrote in her autobiography about speaking to a Ku Klux Klan group and advocated for a eugenics approach to breeding for the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extinction of defective stocks. Those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization. She wholeheartedly believed in eradicating black people from off the face of the earth. Blacks, Hispanic. When I say black people, I'm talking about black people like Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's what I'm talking about. You understand? Because we are all one people. The group I just named, we are one nation of people. And since we became came into captivity here in America, and not only America, all over the face of the earth, they've been trying to wipe us off through diseases, through eugenics, abortion, um, uh, um, you know, convincing us, religion, black on black crime, you know, language, like all of these things, like they've been trying to wipe us off the face of the earth, but we still here thanks to the Most High Christ. Let's see. Sanger's Planned Parenthood mission. This is her mission. And in a 1939 letter to Dr. C.J. Gamble, Sanger urged him to get over his reluctance to hire a full-time Negro physician. I'm going to read that again. Sanger urged him to get over his reluctance to hire a full-time Negro physician. Now, why is that? We're going to read. As the colored Negroes can get closer to their own members and more or less lay their cards on the table, which means their ignorance, superstitions, and doubt. What is that talking about? I'm gonna break it down to you. It's talking about when you go into those doctor's office, mostly when woman goes in those doctor's offices and whatnot, and then you see a black doctor and whatnot that look like you and stuff like that, then you begin to open up. You begin to get your defenses down. And what Sanger's talking about is that they can utilize that vulnerable, how you say it, the that weakness. They can utilize that weakness to further push their agenda and convince the woman to have an abortion. All right, we're going to read more. Like the abortion lobby today, Sanger urged Dr. Gamble to enlist the help. Man, listen to this. Sanger urged Dr. Gamble to enlist the help of spiritual leaders to justify their deadly work. What is that talking about? Your Christian pastors, your Christian leaders, your religious leaders got on the bandwagon to further push abortion. They got on the bandwagon. We read in here. This is the plan. Like the abortion lobby today, Sanger urged Dr. Gamble to enlist the help of spiritual leaders to justify their deadly work. Writing, we do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. This is why we tell you in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Hunter to get up out of those Christian church. Guess what? Those churches are filled with nothing but women. Why is that? Because it goes hand in hand. The pastor got the influence along with your some of your black physicians. Now we living right now. We're living in 2025, and these doctors are these black physicians. They becoming hip to the plan, and guess what? They're not agreeing with the system. They see what goes on behind closed doors in these hospitals or in these emergency rooms. You understand? Or at the gynecologist. And guess what? They no longer want a part of that. Because they're coming to realizing we're destroying our own people. You understand? And that And that spirit of racism continues today, as more than 300 former and current employees of Planned Parenthood said recently in an open letter, noting a toxic environment. Oh my God! Come on, this is getting even better. Let me get this out the way. Oh man, what I just do? Hold on, my bad. There we go. It says Planned Parenthood was founded by a racist white woman. That is a part of history that cannot be changed. They observe, writing that the pattern of systemic racism, play inequity, and lack of upward mobility for black staff continues. Cultural icon Kanye West has made headlines. Now, this is an older story. With his recent statements on Planned Parenthood abortion vendors, which he said have been placed inside cities by white supremacists to do the devil's work. He's damn right. Absolutely. Look, we teach in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Hunter that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. It's the absolute devil. That's what Kanye West said. He's right about the location of the business. The vast majority of abortion vendors have set up shop in minority neighborhoods, blacks, Hispanics, and native neighborhoods. which can be seen which can be seen in the scarce statistics available at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Though they are only 13% of the female population, African Americans made up 38% of all abortions tracked in 2016. Now, in a little bit, we about to go to the CDC data, and we about to really get those numbers. We about to really dig and dive in. All right, let's keep going. In the 1970s, when the Supreme Court Roe versus Wade decision legalized abortion, polling showed that blacks were significantly less likely to favor abortion than whites. Yet, in New York City, more black babies are aborted than born alive each year. And the abortion industry think tank, the Goodmatcher Institute, note, notes that the abortion rate for black women is almost 5 times that for white women. What is that talking about? That's talking about how black women and Hispanic women commit 5 times the abortion rates than white women. We're more likely to get an abortion, even though black women make up what 13%. Give me 1 second. Yeah, even though black women make up 13% of the female population, but we're having damn near 40% of all abortions, and this was tracked in 2016. Now look, we about to go to the CDC data and we about to get the numbers for real. Okay? Let's see what else. It says, well, no, it says among those who advocate for the removal of statutes, signs, and traces of racial ancestors, there is no balancing of good and bad deeds. It would be hypocritical to say that the racist attitudes and eugenics policy prefaces of Sanger should be ignored because it was a tactic to advance birth control that some consider a social good. All right. So look, we read this article. This is just a nice short article, just putting you in the mind state who Margaret Sanger really is, because everybody advocated for the eugenics program. They thanked her for it. They put statues up in her name. All right. So let's get to the CDC data. It's right here. You can go to this is liveaction.org. You know what I'm saying? This site right here just um, promotes the CDC database. All right. This is back in December 10th, 2024, last year, the end of last year. CDC data, despite slight drop, black abortion rates still nearly twice as high as black birth rates, meaning that we're killing our kids more than they're being born. All right. So it says black and Hispanic women saw a decrease in the number of abortions back in 2022. According to recent published abortion data released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, but despite this positive report, black women continue to account for a disproportionately higher percentage rate and ratio of abortions, meaning that we are still high in abortions. We are still high in abortions. Okay, so now let's read the next one. Abortion is tethered to eugenics, which I talked about earlier with Margaret Sanger. That was her whole plan. She pushed she pushed the eugenics program to further push abortion, to destroy the blacks and Hispanic communities, to further stop us from being born. We just read a little bit earlier in this article right here that black women are more than what abortions are twice as likely. You know what I'm saying? Like, black women are more twice as likely to commit abortion than actually having babies. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's crazy. All right, so abortion is tethered to eugenics, and communities of color have historically been targeted with eugenics policies. Right, you know what I'm saying? Because Planned Parenthood is being pushed in all of your communities. Hell, you go even being pushed by the doctors. You go to the hospital, a white doctor and whatnot. They're going to try to push abortion on you. They're gonna tell you everything was wrong if you have this baby. Oh, you're not gonna be able to live your life. You're not gonna be able to, um, uh, um, you know what I'm saying. Your career is gonna fail. You're gonna have to quit your job. How you gonna take care of the child? Like all of these excuses to convince you to go and abort your babies. And on top of that, guess what they do with your aborted babies, with the aborted fetuses? They use the aborted fetuses for stem cell research. They do it for stem cell research. What they do is they destroy the fetus. They take out all of the insides and whatnot. From the mother. You know what I'm saying? The sac, the what's the sac where the baby was in. That gets the nutrients. I forgot what that's called. Um, but yeah, like man, this is a diabolical society that we live in. All right. It says today these policies extend to abortion. Abortion advocates often paint the killing of preborn minority children as a solution to poverty. I just said that, as a solution to poverty, or as a stepping stone out of life of poverty. Like I said, they convince the women that your career is going to suffer. You're not going to be able to live your life. All right. Or even as equity. Some sisters go abort their babies for money. You go to certain research facilities, they'll take your aborted fetuses and, like I said before, use it as stem cell research. And guess what? The stem cell research is benefiting white people because they use it. All right. It's already proven that the black and Hispanic womb, you know what I'm saying, have the most nutritious nutrients for the children, which is why back in slavery, the black woman was nursing white babies. Okay, all that goes hand in hand, man. Like this is a wicked ass society, man. All right, let's keep going. It says, but in reality, abortion has little to do with helping communities of color by ensuring equity, and instead serves to eliminate their weakest members. Now we about to get into the statistics, man. Like this is crazy. Black Americans made up 11.7% of people living in the United States, but accounted for 39.5% of abortions. That's 40%. That's damn near 50% of the abortions. An estimated of 664 black babies are killed by abortion every day. 664 black babies are killed by abortions every day. Man, it is fucking insane. Fucking insane. It's almost 700 babies. Man, this is sad. This is sad, man. Like, this shit can bring a tear in the strongest man's eyes reading these statistics because this is crazy. This is fucking genocide, man. Nearly 43 black babies will be unalive by abortion for every 100 live births. That's damn near half, but that's 43 43%. 43% black babies will be unalive by abortion for every 100 live births. It's almost half. It's almost half. All right. Let's see. We're going to skip the white data because we don't care about that. Hispanic Americans made up of 19.2% of people living in the United States, but accounted for 21.2% of abortions. An estimated of 356 Hispanic babies are unalive by abortion every day. Nearly 17 Hispanic babies will be unalive by abortion every 100 live births. That's still a lot. Even though it's 17%, that's still a lot. We need to get that number to zero for black and Hispanic babies. We need 100% live births from blacks, Hispanics, and Native babies. We need to destroy the Planned Parenthood. And what I mean by destroy, I don't mean by go burning down Planned Parenthood facilities. We just simply stop going to them. Stop supporting them. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native women, please have your babies. Please have your babies. All right? Okay, so now look, these are the decreases, which is good. You know what I'm saying? Black women, the abortions for black women down nearly 5%, 4.81% from 41.5% in 2021 to 39.5% in 2022. I mean, down 5% is good. It's good, but that number needs to be zero. For Hispanic women, down nearly 3%, 2.75% from 21.8% in 2021 to 21.2% in 2022. All right. Like I said, I mean, it's good. When we get these numbers down to zero, then we'll be in the best situation that we could be in. All right. Now, look, y'all can go check these statistics out on the CDC database, but right now I'm using liveaction.org. Okay. All right. Now, these are the numbers right here. Black Americans, 11.7%, 2022 population, accounting for 39.5% of abortions, 2022. Now, this is an estimated yearly. 242,286 abortions a year. Right here. Estimated. It could be more. It's just an estimation. It could be more. Hispanic Americans, 19.2%, 2022 population, accounting for 21.2% of abortions in 2022, an estimated of 130,037 abortions estimated. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to combine that data. It's going to be over what we say in the ISBK is over 360,000. This is about 370,000 abortions between black women and Hispanic women. 370,000 abortions yearly. And it goes further into the data right here. Non-Hispanic black reported numbers, estimated total. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. No, might have to zoom in a little bit, but let me see. Okay, I think these are the bigger numbers right here. So it goes back all the way to 2010, right here. 2022, all abortions, reporting areas from 32 different reporting areas. Right here, non-Hispanic Black, 39.5%, Hispanic, 21.2%. That's crazy. All right. This is like a little quick stream just to talk about abortions, man. And Margaret Sanger, her ideology, and how her ideology is still being pushed today. In order to counteract that, we got to come back to love our people again, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives. We got to come back together, and we got to get this abortion number down to 0. Close down Planned Parenthood for good, and destroy the ideology of Margaret Sanger. All right? With that being said, man, this is ZQ the Rebel, man. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. We're going to come out with more, information. These are information that you already knew, but, this is just a little refresher right here. But thanks for tuning in. Nonetheless, appreciate you.